Hi everyone, so welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Irene Benebar. I know the year is already starting and you have done some self-evaluation, you have done some critical thinking. Well, me too. I've also done some self-reflection, of which is very important for personal growth, right? So in this video, I'll be looking at things that I myself need to work on. Yes, things that I need to work on as a person, as a sister, as a daughter, as a friend, just all around area. So let's get into it, right? So personally, one thing I feel I need to work on is my visibility, which is I need to start posting on other I need to start making use of other social media platforms, not only one, because in 2025, I only use one platform, which was YouTube. It was mainly YouTube and WhatsApp. I just focused mainly on a few platforms, and visibility is key because I've got to understand that no one is better than you. It's just that some people are more visible than you are. So there are others that are not even as good as you, as good as the things that you do. They are not good as at working at um, creativity like you. But the reason why they are getting gigs, the reason why they are going far in businesses is because of visibility. So visibility is very important. So that is one thing I will be working on in 2026. My visibility. So in case maybe you haven't thought of that area, there's like a little inspo too for you to, explore other platforms and know the opportunity that comes with them. So the next aspect I would like to work on is the quality of person that I am, which is increasing capacity, because if you want to have a splendid year, you too must work on yourself. You must work on the quality of person that you are. I think I mentioned this in my video on the habits you need to drop for the new year. So go check it out if you haven't checked it out. The quality of person that you are determines how good your year is. I would just be working on the aspect that I want to grow, building strategic systems that would push me to the level that I want to become. Actually, I've come to learn that if you're someone, you have your vision board, you've had your model for the year, and the quality of person that you are is poor, you just end up reliving the past, reliving the year like other years. What do I mean? I will always use athletes for examples. Taking for example, an athlete, you want to win gold medals this year, you want to do well, you want to become top three or top two or even the first. You need to put in more work on your training. You need to elongate the hours you use in training. You need to build yourself in that capacity that will enable you achieve that goal, because if I want to come first in the Olympics and I don't start running, I don't start building myself in that area, I would just be wasting my time. I'll just be wasting my effort. I'll just wasting my dream. Even though I have a vision board of the Olympic field on it, it's not going to come to pass, right? Because I haven't built myself in that capacity as a person. I haven't increased the quality of person that I am. So the next area that I think I need to work on is to have a simple mantra, like a mojo, something at the back of my mind that will help me focus, something not cumbersome. Well, I talked about this in one of my shorts. So yeah, I simplified how to have a mojo and all. So go check it out. So that's the next area I want to like work on, because yes, I had lists in 2025. I had areas, but most times because they were so cumbersome, it was sometimes tiring for me to like look at it and it was also hard to remember. So I'm going to like have a mantra. You too should have one if you haven't. Just saying. The next area I want to work on is to keep doing the things that works for me. That is my productivity hack, beauty hack, dressing, and also not feeling bad when I get things for myself. This point is kind of like a funny one, very personal, but funny because it's so relatable. So in the year 2025, as a personal development coach, I also tried other productivity hack, but I also got to realize that everybody have different lives and it's very very preferable you do what works for you. You don't try to compare your chapter 1 with someone's chapter 20, right? Because most times you can be following your mentor, looking up to your mentor, and still feel pressurized. So even though I feel pressurized, I shouldn't let go of the baby steps, the things that works for me, because not everything will work for everybody. You just have to do what works for you. You just have to look for what works for you. You can try somebody's productivity hack and you see that it's favorable to you, you go ahead with it. But if it's not, you look for a way around it. Best situated to your situation, your life, and your work, your career, right? So coming down to skincare, I can remember trying a very recommended product. I'm not going to call names, right? But it didn't work for me. So I had to go back to my old skincare routine that was working for me. And this particular skincare, it actually worked for my friend. It had good recommendations online, but most times you just have to study the kind of person that you are, your skin and all of that. And for dressing, dress the way you want to. Maybe put in more effort in my dressing. Yeah. So I've actually even started it in 2025, but I'll do that more, like putting in more effort. I'm a simple kind of person. I don't mind being on shirts, polos, and simple gowns. I don't like too much designs and all, but most times when you're going for some certain functions, you have to go the extra mile and put all those designs, all those beads, and all those everything there. And I also got to realize that going out for events also helps in your sense of dressing because 2025, I decided to go out a lot more for important events. I'm this kind of person that even on Saturdays, even though I'm invited for weddings, I prefer to just send gifts than attend. But I took it upon myself to attend. I think I attended few weddings, few outings with colleagues and friends, and I got to realize that because of I had that event in mind, I had to choose dress with dress code. I even got to realize some colors that I don't have in my closet that are really really cool. So that's just it on dressing. Now coming down to not feeling bad for myself when I get things. I had some goals. I can remember in 2025 I was trying to get a laptop, right? And based on my wages, it wasn't really really favorable for me. So I realized that during that time I was trying to get myself a system. I didn't even buy even an earring for myself, and it is bad. It's very bad. So in as much as you're trying to meet up with goals, if it's something that is necessary as a person, take good care of yourself. I'm not saying you should overspend to a red bar, but in as much as you're trying to achieve a goal, because I can remember one time I had to get something pretty important that I needed. I had to get, I can remember it's a shoe. So, and I was still trying to pay up for my system. So I felt bad. I was like, "Ah, why did I get this shoe?" But at the end of the day, the shoe came in handy and I felt good for getting myself that. So don't feel bad when you get yourself things, especially if you have like a plan, a budget, or something like a goal that you want to meet up with. It's okay to get the necessary things. You mustn't get all, but just get necessary things. So what I do, like my custom is when I achieve a very cumbersome goal, I tend to take care of myself after achieving it. But I don't go strict, very strict on myself. So to you, it could be getting land, getting a house, saving up for a vacation, getting a car. So, in as much as you're trying to save up for a land or something so important, you don't need to neglect yourself, right? Okay. So the next area I need to work on is to detox on too much information because focus is power. In as much as I want to develop myself as a person, I tend to realize that there are so many information, valuable information, right? Because the internet itself is filled with information. Your mentor gives you an information, you go online, you do research, you even tend to realize that even your screenshots, they are too much information. And those things that you're screenshotted, you don't even go back to them, you don't even look at them. Not because you don't want to, but because it is so much. Just this point is kind of like related to having a mantra, right? Having a mojo. Make it simple, make it clear, make it precise. So I got to realize that I had so much information, and having those too much information made me I didn't even do anything. I didn't even achieve anything from those information I have gathered because it's not about paying for one class to another, meeting one mentor to another, following this channel, following that channel. The little you have gathered, work on that information. Take it from me. That little information you've gathered, work on it. You don't need to make it cumbersome. And if you can do what I did, go through your gallery, you have to like start deleting some informations that are relatable because some information can just be in change in grammar, but they still mean the same thing. They still mean the same thing that the other point is saying, right? So you need to start deleting, creating space for actual work. So detox on information. I've also come to realize that the reason why most people are going far is not because they are better than you, it's because they are more focused than you. Like I said, focus is a superpower. They say a very focused, foolish person is more successful than a wise, distracted person. So, that thing you pay attention to is what will grow. That thing you pay attention to, that thing you put in more effort, more focus is what will serve you in the long run, right? So the talks on too much information because too much of it will scare you to even take action. Right? Well, the next area I need to work on is to still find joy during a storm because as long as we are alive, we'll always face challenges, big or small, and dead men don't face challenges. So being alive is a plus. This point just explains itself, right? It's self explanatory. I won't lie to you, and I know you won't also lie to yourself because every day is not going to be a happy day. But you have to create the happy moment. You have to enforce that joy. You have to still find joy in the little things. I have already started working on this actual point, but like I said, 2026, we are going to go big. We're going to be big on everything. I've already started, right? Whenever I'm faced with sad moments or things are not like aligning, okay, whenever I'm faced with one challenge or the other, I always remember the way I've scaled through other challenges. And I always try to remember good moments. That's why you always need to create good moments so that when you need something as a defense, you won't find it hard thinking of one, right? Good moments, maybe something that made you laugh, that meeting with a family member, that friend, that success you just celebrated a few months ago, few years ago. Something as important as that. Maybe your child, your newborn child, like you can have a cute sibling that still needs caring, something funny your niece or your nephew must have said. Just try to find joy. And it works, honestly. It really, really works. I try to find joy in every little thing. Even sometimes when I remember some scenarios that are not really favorable, because I always say it, human beings can be funny. I tend to tell myself, I've gone past that. That's in the past. So that phrase alone helped me to move on. That phrase alone helped me to be able to accept, people for who they are and work very well with people. So try to find joy, because I am also going to do that too. And always be grateful, and always be grateful for being alive, because being alive, it's a plus. Dead people don't face challenges. Yes, the dead, they don't face challenges. So you facing challenge is part of life. That's why I tell myself, I was like, okay, if I solve one thing and I have a little bit of peace and there's another challenge, I tell myself, okay, this is the next phase that I need to overcome to be better. So speak to yourself like that. It will help you to find joy. So being alive is a plus. For the fact that you're still breathing, you can handle it. There's a video I saw a few years ago that just keeps me moving. The video is in a wrestling ring, and the person said, as far as God wakes me up every day, I can do anything. So as far as you're alive, you can do anything. As far as you have breath in your lungs, you can do anything. As far as God has woken you up, He knows that you are able to do anything, because He won't give you a challenge that is bigger than you, right? So I've come to the end of the video, but what's that thing that you yourself you need to work on? You can share with me in the comment section. Let's learn, let's inculcate it into our lives, because most times when you look at other people's growth strategy, it enables you to even do better, to even organize yourself more better. So please do well to go to the comment section and tell me that one thing you need to work on, and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up, because you are a good person and you are wonderful too. So and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.